I'm just here to grab a couple of clips I want to use. Not that one. Not that one. I played more games yesterday. This one. Yeah, that's it. Holy cow, 4 hours? It's 4 hours because I let it run for 4 hours. I got halfway through the game, I started talking to someone, and I just started focusing on that conversation instead of the game. But there's a couple of clips here I want. There's two things I want. I mean, I could cast the whole game. I just want to steal this quick clip. Right, here we go. Within the first few minutes of both of these, actually. Both of the games I'm going to capture. We'll make it really quick, though, because I got to start studying from accounting class while I munch on some candy. All right. So I have 54 games recorded. This is my 408th game of the test version. And it is. Ooh, you know it's not lag too, huh? I don't know why it's so laggy. Yeah, I'm not sure why we got the lag here. But we got some lag. I'm sorry about that. Oh, wait. My mouse is working again. Well, it's in full screen. I can play the game full screen again. This is exciting. I have played it in a window mode. So I tried to be really hyper efficient here, get units out right away. And, I made a mistake in this game. The rest of the game is fun to watch. I might cast it at another point. But right now I just want to grab a quick clip. Are we catching up? We're catching up. Okay, good. So right there, you see I saw that he was making rushing orbital defense platform to keep me from dropping on reach. Because usually I open with a drop on reach. And it just showed up. I was like, darn. So the problem with that wasn't, it didn't stop me from the dropping. They were able to drop before they were to take them out, but I'm 600 points behind now. And so I take this here, but he got a couple Spartans, he went and hit them. And this wasn't enough to deal with that many Spartans. You need two suppliers worth to deal with 4 Spartans. So you rush Spartans first. Drop pod and Spartans. And those are just plain old normal Spartans with battle rifles. Not even assault rifles. I was like, darn. And that was the clip I wanted to get. I was like, darn, I'm behind now. What I should have done, so the reason why I jumped with only 1 instead of 2 was like I saw that he's building over defense platforms. Like I got to beat that defense platform. I got to make him lose that money. That's what I should have done. Let the platform finish. It finished anyways, and gone with 2 full ones, and then I could have taken care of his Spartans with 2 full drops. So yeah, that stopped me there. Or the other option I could have done is gone and hit harvest with that first one if I was worried about losing the resources in the form of the defense platforms. Taking out the thing. The cool thing about the defense platforms is even if I make the landing and I take out production, I still lose 1, maybe 2 of those stealth corvettes. That's significant. Yeah, you might, granted, it's worthwhile trade if you can take out all of their naval production. But the other thing was, I've been playing with this particular player, I've been playing with him for quite a while. I played with him for about a year. And so we were in a party, so we were playing together the entire day, so he saw that play enough that hey, this is how you counter it. He came up with a counter, which is one thing I love about that. That was an incredibly strong opening. Granted, I goofed it a little bit, but there was a counter to it. And it was something I never thought of doing. Rushing an orbital defense platform. That's what's so cool about the game. There's often already a counter within the mechanics of the game. You just got to get creative and find it. That's the player I beat him a ton, but he came up with an idea that I'd seen no one else use, and it worked. I was still able to get a drop pod off, and I probably got 2, but that was huge. Anyway, the rest of the game plays out. It's actually a pretty epic game, so I won't spoil it, but I'll cast it another time. If I can just... this is so exciting. I can go all the way back here and just start all over again. Okay, let's do it again. I was actually lucky I even scanned it when I did. I see it's coming up. I'm like, oh, I gotta go now. Which is a mistake because it was already done by the time I scanned. Oof. Okay, let's not follow that one. Too soon. There we go. Oh, still too soon. There we go. The other one I want to get. Now, I had thought of another way to use that clip, but I can't remember it, so I'm going to use the first one first. Oh, someone got a prowler in orbit. I didn't even notice that happened. I mean, a pelican. I wonder if he's trying to increase his production rate. So, yeah, there I scanned. It came in orbit. All right. Now, where is that other one? There it is. This is the other one I want to show off. Because it's really good. That particular player is very turtly in his playstyle. He likes to turtle. It's safe, it's waver, so that could be a great strategy in life. And it pays off every now and then in this one too. Okay, for 62 games, my goodness. Okay, let's take a look here at Roger. I don't think he actually watches the cast I make, but it's funny because I don't think he actually watches them. But he was like, "Do you like not cast games anymore and just make memes?" I'm like, sure, that's what I do. Oh yeah, so I'm opening with these are my most recent Oni opening was rushing Spartan 3s, hot dropping them onto Harvest, and then getting snipers. This game. He's like, I want to try Covenant. Like, okay. The funny thing is though, he picked to try to play Covenant against one of the best players that's in the game. Rogers. I think now all he does though is he just plays for the heck of a challenge. But I guess it was creative play too. He physically moved a prowler to high charity because there's no AA, and he could just sit there and get intel um, to check to see what they're gonna make. So that's my opening right there. Good. Good. Cool. So getting the scout out.
And that's just showing how effective that build is. Grants on now. Oh, Wraith will do it too. I tell him brute cheesing, but for Wraith, that'll do it. Oh, good scan. That wasn't me. That was Roger. Yeah, it is right here. Ooh, that micro. And he whiffs the revelation even, which would help him if he cloaked. He's gonna save him. He's gonna save him. He doesn't save him. Could save him. So he's just doing this to fill time while he waits, which is impressive. This is the Navy play. This is what Roger is capable of when he gets him going. I think Stealth Corvette's out DPS. Prowler's outrange him, so it comes down to a micro thing. And the other thing is now that Prowler or Stealth Corvettes can blink in space. So in Atmo, this is what Demacy likes to be. Which this Elite's play doesn't know. Oh, they kill each other. I wonder if they had to. He's making a CSO. I was right. I guessed. Cool. Yeah, I do know the cost of this, so I didn't know if he'd have 11K by now or not. So I finally mobilized here. Yeah, what that one was. So this is Roger's second Prowler I gave him. These would have been devastating if they weren't cloaked. And did you see how long it took to kill him? I don't know, that bugged me. I thought they should have just cleaned him up faster. But as it is, once we start getting rolling, then they're dead. The micro. I need to find an audio clip that kind of talks about being involuntary service. Oh my goodness. And this goes on for several minutes, which is why I wanted to get it and use it as a clip. I'm switching over to rockets there. And the thing is, that the shields are regenerating every time you pick some back up again. Talk about abusive game mechanics. My goodness. Right there. So we talk about how OP how OP wraiths are. That's another way to deal with them. You just get a single. Granted, he was able to pull this off because the Navy's brand was their first time ever playing Navy, and that's the same player that was very methodical, very in the way he plays, and so he wasn't going to get a destroyer and come take. It would take literally one destroyer to shut this down and kill a bunch of Spartans. Meanwhile, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I was watching this to myself. I was I'm trying to think of like what sound effects we go with this. Like are there anything about I repeat? I don't know, something about someone involuntarily being used in a really effective way. So you got him close. That's a clever idea. Try to close the travel time, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, that's careless on my part. I shouldn't have. I should have microed the Spartans back. Units tab. Yeah, you gotta see us all right. It says two, but yeah, that's ooh right there. Ouchie, ouch, ouch. I have movement speed, but that hurt. Anyways, so we'll speed up this game here from my perspective. So he kept that going for like a full minute. I don't know. I just that made me happy. It was impressive play. Very impressive play. Units tab. He's a heavy cruiser and a CSO. Shanky units. But he also had a CSO somewhere. Now this was a point. Look at the units tab here. So he is 24. Yeah, he had more Spec Ops elites deployed. Not 28. So he's still producing. But that's more Spec Ops elites than I had Spartans. I only had 17. Which is impressive on his part that he got that many out there, and they're spec'd. But right, he should have switched to beam rifles right away. The other thing is, I don't know what he's doing there, if he's specking or what, but there it is. Yeah, expect to beam rifles. Since you have the advantage like that, a numbers advantage, I would advise diversifying the specialization. So get like 10 beam rifles and then get 10 energy swords. Because what the problem is, what I'm doing right now, I'm switching to shotguns. If he's committed to beam rifles now, then I can just fling on in there and drop some shotguns on top of him, as I should be doing. Even though I don't, I let him get away. I let him get away there. I could have just dropped right on him. But I was being cautious because I didn't want to lose that. Because if I lost these ones, it would have been game. Artemis. Cool. I had a guy just decide that he liked me. It was weird. Because we got, like, I played with him like a couple times. I don't know. People do that sometimes. They just. And then I saw it, so I was like, okay, I got it. And that's even with a specialization change there. But since they're cloaked, they're not they're doing no damage at all. Even if they're, because don't ask me why cloaked units just don't do damage. I feel like, yeah, it might be a balance issue. Let's switch back to snipers here and just picking them off. All right. So there was a little misplay by him. That's the reason why I won that one there. And I was timid there. I should have just dropped the shotguns right on top of them. When they were spec'd, I would have reduced my losses. I think I would have put a few more. Units heal while they're inside a ship still, so I'm doing that real quick. Oh, he's doing it again. Hang on, hang on. Eh, eh. I kept giving him because it's like, look, with the single prowler, you're being really effective. Go ahead and use it. I'm backing up a bit real quick. So he this game Roger's like, screw it. I'm just gonna go for hang on, let's back that up real quick. Because I want that extra footage and there's more to be had. Oh no, he stole all my Spartans. That's something that you can if it's really easy to troll someone that way. I was like, I hadn't even thought about that, and I'm glad no one else in the community has. You can grief your own team by that, like it's just a mechanic that you can pick up other people's units without them telling it to happen. They, Another player can manually queue them up. So if someone wanted to, like, he could get a frigate and just load up all my Spartans by command, and once they're in his ships, you can't unload them as a player. It's up to him. So he could just take them all and throw them into the nearest fleets and kill all your Spartans if they wanted to be a jerk, which usually most people thankfully aren't, but he could have tried to do. Okay, this is earlier. Oh, back it up, back it up, back it up. Yeah, forward again. This is so nice. I have my mouse back. They finally patched it. I am excited. I didn't tell him or anything, but I'm so excited. That's me scouting right there. I don't know if he did me any great favors, but he stole my own units, and I mean, he padded my score a little bit because those weren't his Spartans. They could have been. He could have asked. I probably would have had it to him, but that was part of the fun for him, was that they weren't his units. Very creative play, very creative, and excellent micro as well. So that's something. Yeah, that's something you can do. Mm. Oof! Don't try it, bud. Yeah, get back and heal. You see all those spec ops elites right there in the north. So he landed them. If you just saw them cloak there, he landed them, and then moved them over. Or there they are going through. You saw that flats of blue there. That was them passing through the outpost detection range. Then he uncloaks there and takes out the army first of all things. Although to be fair, army is the nice thing is both army and the brutes can counter this other spec ops faction if handled correctly. So like wraiths can handle it. Um, Wraiths and brutes and jackals and some brute chieftains. That's a happy mix for Spartans. The funny thing is that those two, that animation is the normal marine gloss rifle. So there's some like a jitter, which wouldn't make sense for a rocket. Hang on a sec. Hang on a sec. Let me pause that, and I'm just gonna follow this prep because that's what he has. And since there's so many Spartans just sitting around, because I kind of had given up on these. Where's it going? Why did he come over to ours? I think his plan was just to leave it there as a Hmm. He wasn't watching how I was dealing with it. I was just me to do it because he just pulled it out. It's cool to watch other players' points of view. It helps me learn a lot, at least. See different ways of how they see things. And just as a note, rockets are all around very effective. It always, when someone's like, "What's the best specialization?" There isn't one. It depends on the situation. So, like, if you're dealing with tons of grunts, the best one for that situation. You want shotguns, or maybe ARs, but really you want shotguns there because of the behavior and the splash damage. It works well. It's great against light units. If you're dealing with scarabs, you want rockets because of how fast they can fire. But I've seen Spartan lasers be very effective because just contrary to just delete scarabs, Um, you want sniper. When dealing with elites, it depends what they're spec'd with. So if you're at a range, use sniper rifles. If you're um, right, sorry, if you're at range, sniper rifles. If you're close up and they have beam rifles, go with shotguns. It really depends. But rockets are great all around because they do a small amount of splash damage, so they're great against light units because they do a high amount of burst damage as well. Ooh, Banshees. That would probably be more effective than a Prowler would be, or than a Phantom would be, even if it's not the best. Ooh. You can spin nothing but Infinity class ships. Anyways, yeah. So I gave him another one here because it's like to me that's worthwhile. You are distracting them with because you have the APM to manage this to be able to. I mean, granted, all he's doing is making super heavy carriers, Infinity class ships, right? But since he's doing that, that's worthwhile to me. If you're keeping them distracted while I get upgrades or go hit them somewhere else, you know that is huge. You need to understand mechanics. You need to understand money and management of resources and production, but micro is another level to that. And if you can have two people that micro really well, they can multitask, multi-manage really well, then it works out pretty well. Let's look at the units tab. Two CSOs, four heavy cruisers. Now, if this was a normal build, that might be alright, but he's going against four infinities, four infinity class ships, or whatever they're called. Well, that might not work out in the end. What's going on down here? Oh, me. I'm going on down there. This is a fair trade. Like, he's cleaned them up nicely. Even though he lost that fight, he whittled them down tons, which means I can come in and units tab. Only 12 spec ups down to my 30 Spartans. Because I got a great trade earlier. So I can just waddle. And right here I have a mix between snipers and rockets because there's armor and bio in there. So I want to be hitting them equally, no matter what. Now you could just do all one and all the other. But right there you see so the idea was that I can just damage them all at once. And I was like, okay, I can take those hits. That's fine. That's shield damage. And as it was, they're just the single ones. I wasn't happy with those losses. But there I am coming from the side. So the snipers did all their job. That's what everything there just vanished was between that many snipers at once. Spartan sniper rifles and normal sniper rifles just obliterated them. We happened at the same time. So we just deleted it. Now that that level of coordination, would that happen in a real fight? I don't know. But it was impressive that an AI could do that. It's like, well, that can be done. So we've taken Harvest. 6 minutes from here, the game's over. I'm switching over to Rockets, which is funny because he's right there with a bunch of fuel rods. Yeah, and he mentioned it, called it out there. What you'd want there, you don't want the fuel rods. The fuel rods you want for the tank that you just used, that was really great there. But I would say use swords. Swords or the card counter to Spartans twos. And if I haven't tested this, but I'd have to look into it and see if you got sorry, swords, right? If you got, instead of Spec Ops Elites, you got Honor Guard, would that be, like, damage-wise more effective? Could you get more swords, which means more bodies, which means more damage? Because Honor Guard are tanky enough that shotguns don't hard counter them. Honor Guard or Covenant Commanders are tanky enough for that. This one here, he probably would have lost that fight if you ask me. But they withdrew. Those are 4 heavy cruisers there, and he was almost down to just 2 infinities. I think he could have maybe won it. I think he could. It's funny that a lot of navies will do that, because they don't want to lose their ships, so they'll cut it off easy, early. He cut it as soon as he lost the CSO. Another thing, that was a mistake right there. Don't go back to orbit. Glass. That's huge. Now he didn't have a whole lot here to glass, and there's AA. There wasn't any juicy targets to glass, but I jumped in here. Started picking off. Those are snipers. So we shot that shade target full of sniper bolts. That worked out. Fleet fight. Nothing but infinities. And the counter to that infinity like that really is the heavy cruiser. Like that is the counter. You just because heavy cruisers, the reason why is they do the same amount of damage as a CS, well, as a carrier. They all have the massive big particle beam lance, but they are cheaper, and so you can get more of them. Anyways, that's that game. So I think I got the clips I wanted. I'm sorry I don't have time to play, or well, I might have time to play, but I could have had time to play if I had just done my homework earlier, and I still have to do it now. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Soon as I quit the game.